Every crease.
Trying to be present.
Just so you're serious.
Every hit stop.
Trying to be
I'm
adjusted.
cold though.
Every
Just
victory.
putting on the button.
Every single sport.
Studio is live.
Will
Mics
be
are up.
watching.
Good morning to you and welcome to the locker room here on Smooth 98.1. Well, need we mention that this is the last locker room of 2018?
Oh.
Yes, it is.
Oh, this is the end of the year.
Yeah,
Apparently.
yeah, just like that.
So welcome, Tega.
Actually, no. The last one is on Monday. That's the 31st. That's
Is it?
officially the end of the year.
Okay.
Yeah, so it's penultimate.
Yeah.
Valentine, you jumped
Sorry,
the gun.
I jumped the gun.
As our producer then shocked. She was
Made
like,
you a
wait,
bit
what?
nervous there.
2019 is just another day.
Actually, it
It
is.
is.
Actually, it
It's not like there's a pause and they give us some minutes
No.
to catch our breath.
No.
We just continue.
Just
No,
comes,
just
yeah.
continue.
So Lagos, sending your messages through WhatsApp to 0809444091 and through Twitter at Smooth981FM. Use the hashtag LockerRoom981. Our first story is from the man who he's claiming bankruptcy at this time, Asamoah Gyan. The former Premier League star and Ghana Black Stars captain is reportedly broke and has just £600 in his bank account. Gyan said, "My front and back, up and down, is that money." £600 you see there. It is claimed that
That's
the
such an
Ford-
African thing.
yes, it is claimed that the Ford hasn't had contact with his wife Gifty or three children rather, since August and is not returning their phone calls. Gyan met his wife 6 years back in 2002, but it is understood that he has requested an annulment in order to marry socialite Nina Atala. With what money, I ask? Well, his three children are due to travel to Ghana from England for a DNA test requested by the player's older brother, Bafo. There's a lot of drama surrounding him.
It's up and down, front and back.
Yeah, it's up and down front of. He has only £600. That's all he has in his account.
Right.
Something apparently something. Well, it's Friday, so we can have this story. But something must have happened. He must have found out something, or he must have heard something, and he doesn't want to put
Yeah,
pay the
I don't have
money.
his money.
So he's now like, I've wasted all my money. I spent it lavishly. Let us check the older brother's account. What is the older brother's job? What was his prior income? And when did he? When did
any
he?
recent transfers?
Yes, you need to check all those people because I really look. This guy, I'm not even thinking about the money he made in England. That was peanuts compared to what he made in the UAE. And let's not even talk about what he made in China. So trust me.
Up and down. Front
Do you
and back.
understand? Up and down, front and back cannot be 600. I will not take it.
I
If
just
I'm
think-
gifty,
Thinking of a song in my head.
if I'm gifty, I know what I will do. I know where to point the finger.
Gifty.
No,
No,
that's a different
Because
gifty.
that's first person.
That's a different gifty.
Okay.
That one has not 3
That's
children.
Mr. 2K.
I can tell you for free.
Okay.
But this one, 3 children. Now he's doing DNA test. He heard something, or he found out something, or he saw something. Because he's not asking for a divorce. He's asking for
Annulment.
an annulment.
So never really ever happened.
So this is a real legal issue. So I'm sure the story will unfold some more. We'll find out if the children are all his, and then we'll hear we'll get to the bottom of the story. So for now, let's just. I
Let's
refuse,
just be dancing
I
up and
refuse to
down.
believe that it's only £600 he has, and I'm saying it.
Listen, he said it's his front and back. Up and down. When you revert into that kind of description, I mean, he's speaking from his heart. But let's continue. More stories. Rafael Nadal is confident that he can be fit for the Australian Open as he chases an 18th Grand Slam title. When asked on Thursday to assess his fitness level out of 10, Nadal said, and I quote, "I don't know. I'm not that good with numbers. I started about 2 weeks ago and I'm taking small steps forward. I'm making sure I'm moving forward and it's not a step backwards. I know I have time to be ready for Melbourne at 800%.
Here's
I'm
my
not good at numbers.
yeah.
disturb me.
Don't come and disturb
One
me.
by one. That's how I'm going.
But here's my worry with Rafa Nadal. Look again with people like Rafa Nadal that push their body to the limits. And I'm sure their body knows how to respond to this, but I still think that he should give himself a bit more break. He started 2 weeks ago. He's already playing in Mubadala, and I know it's an invitational Abu Dhabi is trying to push themselves as a sporting um, haven for people to start coming in. They already have the F1, which is a year-ending F1, which is a fantastic thing. And they're trying to push a tennis. So this year, it was Venus Williams, Serena. Of course, Venus beat Serena yesterday, and then Novak Djokovic and Rafa Nadal that were competing at the Mubadala, which is today and tomorrow. But what it is that for me, he's pushing himself a bit too fast. If you just started practicing 2 weeks ago after that major surgery, where you couldn't walk for a while, I don't think you should be rushing back even to the Australian Open. But you're already competing in Mubadala, and then you're going to Melbourne for some 500 ATP tour, and then you go. It's just a lot of, for me, it's too much work for the body that's just trying to heal. But Rafa Nadal is Rafa Nadal. His body knows that he's not playing tennis, he's involved in extreme sports. That's what his body's mentality is. So I guess let him have at it.
All right. So let's talk about Unai Emery. He said that he's using Liverpool as a benchmark for his side and sees no reason why Jurgen Klopp's team cannot go the whole season unbeaten. In his words, it is a very big match for us and them. They are unbeaten this season and will be confident. For us, it's a big challenge and a good test of who we are and the difference between them and us. In the table, it is clear, but I also want to look on the pitch. We have had one test against them at the Emirates, which we drew 1-1 in November. We played a good match, but I think in Liverpool, it is going to be a different game to the one we played here.
Yeah, I'm glad he knows that, especially with the way his team is bringing mixed results and the way he's also been shifty when it comes to his selection. And so Arsenal played Brighton on Wednesday, and they drew 1-1 in a game that Aubameyang scored early, and it looked like Arsenal was going to get a couple more goals. Then Leno makes a heavy mistake, but Arsenal just never recovered from that. And then you take that form where there are questions about your team selection and the tactics you displayed on the day. You take that momentum and that result to a Liverpool side that are unbeaten on the day, that beat Bournemouth by 4-0, that have a flaming striker in Mo Salah, and have all these other indices in and around the team that know how to come in and make those changes. It is definitely going to be a different game. Confidence on that side is high. Confidence on Arsenal side is questionable. That's what it is. Especially, and then you
said it we had chess.
yeah, I said it with boldness. With the confidence from Anfield.
Lagos, you should be watching us to
More
see
yourself here.
how Folu's eyeing Tega.
And then you have to understand that there are injuries on the Arsenal side in key positions. So there's a lot that Unai Emery has to deal with, and it's going to be a really, yes, he's saying it's a test of progress. I just think it's a test period of progress, of stamina, whatever. It's just a test that he needs to find a way to pass, because right now he's falling behind when it comes to top four, and he needs to just find a way to put himself in that conversation. Having said that, he's also facing the FA charge for throwing a bottle at a fan. Yes, he just came in and he's already facing FA charge. And then he's also having the question of, I mean, as Aaron Ramsey has, let me call it, repented, and he's such a key player for Arsenal, and such an important player over the years, but for some reason Unai Emery does not want him, and so there's talks that PSG may be coming in to take Aaron Ramsey, and then Unai Emery is telling him that he should focus on Arsenal. I don't understand. You're going to sell me at the end of the season anyways, so why should I give my all to you when you've already told me that it's over? Do you understand where this relationship is going to? It's just, there's just so much drama in Arsenal right now. At this point in time, you're wondering, has Wenger really gone, or is his spirit just moving over the place? But it will be important to see what Unai Emery can push out on the day. But I mean, if Arsenal bring their A game, they can play. I mean, they can play any team. But with the recent events in Arsenal, the injuries, the team selection, the tactics, Ozil and Ramsey struggle with Unai Emery, it just looks like they have a bit too much on their plate to be able to battle at full potential with Liverpool.
All right.
unbeaten Liverpool. Let's
Unbeaten
mention
Liverpool.
that. Yeah.
Lagos, please send in your messages and your comments to us as we'll be taking them when we come back from this break. Remember to tweet at Smooth981FM and use the hashtag LockerRoom981, but also send in WhatsApp messages to this number 0809 444 0981.
Is it me or is this place cold?
It's
Good. I know also I'm so myself I'm starting wearing jumper again. You know the time I used to wear leather jacket.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, change your mind.
arduous journey.
They do working guy. The guy works super hard.
You do the comedian.
He works hard. December 24th. December 27th.
Oh no.
Those 3 days are dangerous, right? You always be chopping nonsense.
Anyhow, anything you see, you're like, yeah, it's Christmas. Bring this food. Even yesterday, normally I try not to eat crazy amounts when I go to bed. Last night, no respect. Bring that. Why you say there's meat somewhere? Bring it.
So, Bonachari showed us a video of his training. He was like, I think my coach knows I ate. I think my coach knows what I ate on Christmas Day. I did this for 5 hours. So he had 2 weights in his hand, and he was just Bonachari. It's tennis player. He had 2 weights on his hand, and he was just climbing up the chair and down up for 5 hours. And I'm like, that coach is fire. I don't care who the coach is. For 5 hours. So like, I think my coach knows what I ate on Christmas. 5
I wish he doesn't agree.
See, I wouldn't even be there. By 30 minutes, I would be.
You're mad.
I would have traveled.
I believe you. Well, you know this thing you mentioned about people doing surgery. I just realized that I think somebody did some slight
Oh, yeah.
talking
A
somewhere.
lot of people are doing.
Because I'm just looking.
I'm like, you guys have money to do
I was
this
looking at
thing?
body recently, and I'm like, yeah, you
Yeah.
have a body, but
Yeah.
you're looking almost chiseled. at the
Yeah.
moment. I'm
What's
a
that?
bit like,
No, can't be saying that thing on that thing.
Yeah, I understand.
so I'm here scrolling back,
Yeah.
doing Instagram investigation.
I know, in fact, I know people, which made me start thinking about it again. I know people who I know for a fact have never hit a gym in the last 2-3 years. But they
Yeah,
are
suddenly
packed.
yeah,
And so for me, I don't
yeah,
even
because the
think
guy
they,
is too, yeah.
for some people, I don't even think they need. Like, all they needed to do was jog a little.
Small.
Do you understand?
Small sit-up.
So I don't think they needed it, but they did.
That's why I'm
I'm like,
doing
you guys
this.
are
Okay, let me
hammering
tell you,
in Lagos.
The 2 packs I have, they're up here. The
Yeah.
other parts, it's just
It's
like the
just
life of
it's
the zone.
lean. It's just
Those 2
lean.
packs, I know how much I struggle to get those 2. So even if I go on holiday for 3 weeks, I know those 2
Those
still
two
be
will
there.
remain. I
faithful.
know what you mean. They're the ones that are most
So it's the
visible at the top.
remaining 2 down.
They're
that
the
I
ones
need-
that give the illusion of they're like,
Thank
Apollo, you
you.
almost have
Yeah,
more.
so
They're now round.
after I've gone to do my business and I come out, I look in the mirror, they're there, just encouraging me. You know, so I know how much. I look at this, I'm like, you guys are there. Please.
We'll all be alright, last.
Yes.
I think what happens is when you stand.
Because I don't really notice things like that. I
Yeah.
just there's a dress that the person was wearing, and I was like,
I think, yeah. I think when you look in the mirror and you appreciate what you have, you'll be alright.
yeah.
So let them be. Me, I don't even harass anybody again. Does it make you feel better now? Are you okay now? Good. See you. It's just a lot of work, sha.
How about we ask for legal stocks who people think is the most admired person in Nigeria?
Jesus!
That's a good question. That's actually a very good listen.
Me!
Well, in like a minute. So, see right?
Yeah.
See this? See this?
Yeah.
Let me go to the website. Because it was what I just saw recently. I was like, what?
Yep.
Look at all of these.
Yep. Yep.
Doing anti-theory.
Mm.
Like,
Yeah.
so I was like, Oh, okay.
Let's see. Ah, Jesus. Thank you.
Do you
I know
understand
what you
I'm
mean.
saying? So and I never noticed these things. So for me to have, I had to scroll back.
Okay,
We're back.
Val, I'll show you later.
Okay.
Small 98 on.
If you just joined us, we've been discussing sports stories, very interesting ones for a Friday morning. It's inside of the locker room in 981.
Yes, we've got lots of your messages coming through, and of course, Tega is on hand to respond as need be. But let's start off with Chimabi Victor from Alaba International, who says, Tega, please don't write off this Arsenal team now, because they'll surely shock you by defeating Liverpool team by 3-1. He also said Unai Emery should just stop all this praise that he's giving Liverpool, because we can't afford to drop points this weekend. I believe Alex Iwobi will help to stop that Liverpool unbeaten run.
Okay.
Tega, don't write us off.
Yes, don't. Sly sent in this one. Says last season, Liverpool lost to just one small team in the league, Swansea. Now, they have improved a lot on smaller teams, which was a major concern to them before. Small teams will suffer a lot when they face them because of the style of play.
Biggie from K2 says, when Arsenal played with Brighton, I saw them playing 1-1. That's the way the future wants it. Folu, don't worry. We destroy Liverpool unbeaten around this season with a 0-2 win from Arsenal or 1-2. So all will be at peace. It will be an end of the year package from us. Oh, it will be. Okay, Prophet. Kevin says,
He said, wow, listening to Tega's analysis on Arsenal, one would think it's all doom and gloom at the club. I mean, Arsenal are only 2 points behind Chelsea in fourth. You make it sound like the club is in some kind of crisis. My brother is an Arsenal fan. Yeah? But when I asked him about his match and why he ignores some of the matches, he says he loves his heart. He needs to stay.
Kevin will be alright.
Wow, ZZ Classic says, Asamo Agian broke better now. Mine that resembles radio frequency. While Luis from Papa says, guys, Unai gambled the Brighton game with his selection. I would prefer Torreira playing at the base of the midfield rather than Gundozi playing that role. And like I said, deserved 90 minutes. And trust me, we would have won that game. Ramsey has still got the drive, though, he says. Up on Twitter, a few messages have come through as well.
We have this one from Nathan Njoku. He says 50% of the league done now.
Done now,
Okay.
so we focus on the second half.
Interesting. With Arsenal, and you know who loves Arsenal more? Mane. He will score Arsenal on Saturday. I'm seriously loving life as a Liverpool fan this year. Everywhere I walk past, people, they gossip me. I just walk
Well
on.
done.
Nathan, well done.
TJK Zundu says, I'm sorry for Giang. I hope he fixes up his life. Nadal, meanwhile, doesn't want to be broke. Emery, football, and talking bedfellows. Please ask Mourinho. Thank you very much for that. Let's move on. Let's talk about Inter Milan. They've been in the news quite a lot recently. Today's no exception. Inter Milan have been ordered to play their next 2 Serie A games behind closed doors and close part of the stadium for one further game following the racial abuse that was aimed at Napoli's Kalidou Koulibaly on Boxing Day. Now, Serie A announced that no spectators will be admitted to the Nerazzurri's next 2 games against Sassuolo on the 19th of January and Bologna on the 3rd of February in response to Wednesday's incidents, which it said were not isolated. Meanwhile, Koulibaly has been banned for 2 games for the red card that he received in the 81st minute of the game as a result of the second yellow he received for applauding the official in an ironic manner, having already been closed. Wicked. I've got a quote. They say, I'm only sorry for the defeat and above all to have left my brother, as Koulibaly wrote on Instagram after the match. But I am proud of the color of my skin, to be French, Senegalese, Neapolitan. Amen.
Okay. At this point in time, it's interesting how the Italian Serie A deals with this. So it's not just the 2 games behind closed doors. Then I think there's an extra game where that particular curve would be shut down. So before the game, they had that clash with Napoli fans where they all attacked the bus bringing in Napoli fans, and 1 person died.
Yes.
So they're still the Italian FA is still thinking of how to deal with that. And then there's this ban. But here's what's interesting for me with the Italian Serie A. So Koulibaly was applauding. The second was applauding, and it appeared that he was applauding the referee. But what it was, which is the explanation that not just not the referee gave, but the teammates and even Ancelotti himself, who has said that the next time that kind of thing happens, he'll just take his players and walk off the pitch. And if Ancelotti does that, Ancelotti is such a big name, so I'm sure the FA will listen to him. And he's the Italian of Italians. He played, he coached, he won on both occasions, so I'm sure they will listen to him. But what it was that Koulibaly had, when the chanting was going on, Ancelotti had told the fourth official twice, stop the game. And because he could see that his players were getting riled up by it, and he was telling, this cannot be happening. You need to stop the game. You need to communicate with the referee. So Koulibaly's clapping was not necessarily at the referee as much as it was the stadium has won. So the referee gives him a yellow card for that, which is a red card, and has now culminated into a suspension. But for the Italian Serie A to uphold the suspension and give him a 2-game ban, for me, is beating the victim. That's what they've just done by that. I mean, Insigne's ban is understandable because Insigne just he took his own reaction overboard. But Koulibaly's ban is like, you saw that he was defeated. You saw that he was a victim of a crime, and then you still imprisoned him. That's exactly what the Italian Serie A has done. So for me, it looks like they are taking racism seriously, but on the other hand, you're not preaching a good message if you're punishing a guy for a crime that was perpetrated against him. I'm just done with the Italian Serie A.
Wow.
Done.
Okay, Tega. Let's move on now to talk about Paul Pogba. So Nemanja Matic believes that Paul Pogba can be a game changer for Manchester United if he keeps improving and understands his importance to the team. In Matic's words, it says, as I've said in previous interviews when they asked me about him, that's Pogba, he is very important for us. When he plays at his best, he can make the difference in every game. But he played also very well against Huddersfield, and I think that he can do even more. He needs to know that he's very important for the team. As I've said, his quality can make the difference against every game, and yet I hope that he will continue like this.
This is interesting coming from a fellow player. You see, when a coach is saying something and you people think that the coach is naturally cantankerous, it's hard for it's hard for you to. It's a player like him, so it's hard for you to understand what the coach means. I was looking at the Manchester United players, and I kept saying over and over again, these players. I'm not. Look, Ole Gunnar Solskjaer has done his best. He's come in, he's brought in a good vibe. But ultimately, the results of Manchester United have turned on the reaction of the players, much more so than on the tactics of Solskjaer. And Matic saying this just goes to show that he knows that Pogba hasn't been giving his best in previous games, and he's given his best recently now, and he's hoping that it continues. A fellow player is saying this means that fellow player is telling you what has been happening in the dressing room. Yes. So it gives you an inkling that these players did not really put. You know, when players want to deal with you, they can just show up on the pitch and you can't sack 11 of us. You cannot. You can sack one man, but you cannot sack 11 of us. Do you understand? Yes. So when they want to deal with you, they'll just come up and not give their best. And for him to say that he did well against Huddersfield and he can do more, but what's important is for him to continuously do it. Is that he knows that he has not been putting his best in since. So good news for them. They've gotten the well. Let me not say the coach they wanted, but the change they wanted. Yes. So it's apparent that they're tired of one coach. So they've gotten the change they wanted, and they're now backing it up with results. And what's more important is that they're going to be playing Bournemouth on Sunday. Makes it look like another easy 3 points. It seems like an easy 3 points. But we'll see how that game turns out. But what it means is that the Manchester United players have decided to put their best foot forward. And this is one player just saying, let's just continue so that we climb to the top of the table. I don't care why, let's just continue.
We'll see more performances right after this. Lagos, you're listening to The Locker Room here on Smooth 98.1.
Travel the world with an unforgettable experience? Travel Wings has totally covered. We guarantee you world-class customer service, highly competitive ticket pricing, and so much more. Visit us on www.travelwings.com.ng or you visit our Lagos office at Zari Plaza, Sheraton Lake Road, Kenya, Lagos. Travel Wings. Come get get your wings to fly.
Introducing new Maladol spread
So
that gives you the
this
right
guy
nutrients
used
and energy to be
Williams
your
the
best
chamber
coach
for
today. It's
publicity.
cholesterol and
seriously.
trans fat
That's
free,
what it
has
is.
a
The guy
rich
that
buttery
accused
taste, and
Williams
is
the chamber
easy to
first of
spread.
being a fraud.
New Maladol spread, deliciously
Who is
nourishing
Williams
and
Uchemba?
bright
Does he
side.
sing?
He's a
Does he?
comedian.
Comedian guy.
Online comedian guy. I'll show you. You recognize him.
Light skinned.
No, I know the person you're talking about. I just don't know what he does for
He's
a
a
He
living.
used to be, and then he used to act
A
in
child
Hollywood,
actor
a child
as well,
actor.
He was a child actor.
If you see
Yeah.
his picture from when he was
You
younger,
recognize him.
Ah, okay. I don't know anymore. Because I've just been looking at him, he's popping up everywhere. I'm like, what does this guy do for a living?
And he's also a bit of an activist, so he helps out people. He's visible. He's highly visible.
Yeah. I just don't know what he was doing.
That's why he's visibility.
Felix
Felix Sabida.
Nafdak. No, Felix Nafdak, everybody.
No,
That's what he said.
That's what it said, Felix Nafdak. I just, that foul say. If I see my, I'll cover his face with slap. Felix Nafdak. He's good. He's multi-talented. I think he's wasting shy, if you ask me.
I'm trying to tell you something you did last night when you were drunk. So I'm playing it like I laugh.
We're going in.
oh, that's true.
Out of handcuffed lightning, throw thunder and
Studio.
I'm so mean.
Always stays fresh in our minds, yeah? We're still talking sports inside of the locker room.
Let's go over to the messages very quickly. As Lucky Hammond says, Merry Christmas. I've missed you guys, but I'm also absolutely certain that Man City won't make the top four because I'm sure Mourinho's bad luck has just rested on Pep's head. Is that how it is? Chijioke Zundu, meanwhile, also up on Twitter, says Ole Gunnar is not a negative tactic-minded coach. Mourinho failed in reinvention of tactics. Matic is just excited about Pogba's game. Simple.
I think Chijioke, people need help. No. When Mourinho introduced himself to us from 2004 till now, he's been a defensive-minded coach. Why didn't they go and pick the positive-minded tactic coach? Right, come and say he should reinvent himself.
Well, Caesar sent in this one on WhatsApp, says change is necessary. Wahoo! Easy 3 points. Glory, glory, Man United.
Glory. No. We've got this one in Bash of Yaba says, come on, Tega, you're not talking about Henri in Monaco and his achievements. This is how Ole Gunnar and Red Devils will soon end up after all this media hype. Is Embry a poor-man manager with this interaction with Ramsey? Tega, you are right on your points about Matic, but Red Devils will still fail to make top four, and PSG will flog them for what they did to Hussein. Okay, you don't need to.
And then Mike from Akoka sent this one. It says when he plays, that's quoting somebody, he says when he plays at his best, or he plays best after Mourinho left, it reinforces the narrative that the players were just going through the motions, hoping that management would spot the kites, and spot the kite they did. On a lighter note though, someone should check out that travel ad I just heard.
Arsenal.
It's not your fault.
I get you.
Just bring the
Yes,
check.
promoting
I've
yourself.
told you. Bring the check.
From Iju says players mutiny and cantankerous coaches are not mutually exclusive. If the coach is making life difficult for players, it'll definitely rub off on team performance. It's like you being hungry and upon entering a nice restaurant, the waiter or waitress annoys you before you bring in food. Such a meal won't be enjoyed, and you'll definitely lose your appetite. Somebody upset you this Christmas time, but
Big E from Kansas sent in this one. It says this is not the first time games are being played behind closed doors. Barcelona have. When fans are throwing racial jabs like this, that aside, so since Mourinho left Man U and they've released their scoring spirits, Pogba scoring 2, but the whole village go against you, you're finished. That's what happens to a particular coach. And Nadal should retire. Nadal should retire before we start posting RI. Or RIP. You know the rest. Okay. His buddy is always doing him like, if I don't make money, this puts not good.
I like that. I think that's a good place to round up for this morning. We're pretty much done with sports inside the locker room. Even Njoku says United won 2 games against relegated teams, and now they are in form. Arsenal rest players drop points, and it's because they want to beat Liverpool at Anfield. Hazard scores his 100th goal for Chelsea after 6 years at the club, and he is the best again. Not single I logo here. But we want to thank Tega for joining us inside the locker room. Thank you. We will be back for the final edition of Locker Room for 2018 on Monday, which is the 31st.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
Write it down.
I know. Coming up next, Lagos, we have a very fun conversation waiting for you for a Feel Good Friday inside of Lagos Talks 91, and that's in 15 minutes. We're asking you to let us know who you think is the most loved man in Nigeria.
Or woman.
Or
Who's your
woman.
person of the year?
Yes. Good morning.
I'm hungry.